borders is that if I just wipe that off, and these textile inks you treat just like any other inks. They are pigment based. The VersaCraft is as well, I'm sure. So they will stain the stamps a little bit. Don't worry about that. But they're water based, so you can just wipe it clean. And then if you're really smart and you just keep using your cloth, eventually iron your cloth and you've got a nice piece of cloth to use for journals, and it's not going to come out. So that's quite nice, actually. You can make up some different fabrics. So something like this is a repeat with two of the different stamps together, but I've worked it as a repeat along. And so for that, I've worked the running stitch centrally down the piece of cloth. So this could be the end of a table runner, anything like that, the side of a journal, whatever you want it to be. And so choose your stamp, and it's nice if you can. So if you decide that, well, I want this to sit like that on the line, because your mounts that we've done have engraved space lines, you can then sort of line it up so that you know that that's going to work best. Yep. If we do it, I'm going to move that down just a wee bit. And then I know that I want to follow that engraved line along my stitched line, so that when I'm lining that up, that's how that works. Now I'll do the second one, which will be more by eye. So I will just straighten this one up. And again.
You know, Gina, the stamps on their own, 60% of the stock have already
gone. Thank you, everyone. They are, as I say, they are all inspired by Elizabethan blackwork designs, so they're really nice to have that little bit of history as well. Yes, so if you want to sort of do something that you cover through with all Elizabethan stitches, for those of you who sort of like the history side of things. Now you see, I haven't put anything underneath this one.
Because of course you could use VersaCraft or Rising Textile ink in white onto black.
Onto black, yes, and do the opposite. How awesome. Absolutely. The nice thing is, you see, obviously back in the day when the Victorians had textile ink stamps, they literally used blue ink. That is all. That is the forerunner of why iron-on embroideries are all blue ink. Because
that's what they use.
The linens that used to be, when you know, the really nice sort of embroidered linens from the past, they were sort of, that was how they were mass produced, by stamping out the design so that the embroiderers knew what to do by piecework. Yeah. And so you see, I can just now repeat and create whatever pattern I want as I'm working it. And this is good for lace and things like that if you want to do edges and borders.
Of course, because we were talking before the show that stamping this into like a tulle, a very tight knit tulle, then you could embroider into white.
Exactly.
It will look like lace.
Exactly. It will definitely look like lace. So that one I'm just going to go over the swirl. And there's something else that, if you're embroidering and you plan it out in advance, play around on a piece of paper, it's worth remembering that unlike stamping with paper where you have to do masks because you want to join things, if you're going to embroider, you're going to probably embroider over what you've done. So it doesn't matter. You don't have to worry about masks. If you want to lay something right on top of it, but you know you're going to do a satin stitch right on top of it, it doesn't matter if you don't have to worry about trying to block off what you previously stamped. And so that is a really nice sort of, it's nice to not worry about those things like you do with papercraft stamping. But yeah, I mean, I really like these. I've been playing around with the inks quite a lot, and I've been really pleasantly surprised. I've used them on some really nice silks and washed them, and they haven't smeared or smudged at all. I mean, a lot of embroideries, to be completely fair, you will never wash anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, so,
you know, if you're using silk threads and stuff, you're not going to wash them. You're not going to worry about that. I've done that one a little bit lower, but you can see that you can build up a whole pattern by doing that, and just keep building it up, and then you can work your embroideries.
I mean, I was thinking now, the embroidery, when I was a teenager, I did some embroidery, and it was onto towels, so those ones you do wash.
Yeah, you would definitely wash those a lot, that is for sure. And then, but the other thing is I mean, I've been playing around. Obviously, these are smaller designs, so if you're going to, for instance, stamp on an even weave because you want to do some cross stitch, it would be a very fine cross stitch you would have to do, so you'd have to go down to a very fine even weave. But if I may, I'd like to also show you a basic embroidery stitch on one of these, so that you can actually sort of see, because I think it's nice to sort of see that you can cover them over, you can work the outlines. I'm just using a standard stranded cotton, and what I'm going to do for this particular stitch is I'm going to use 2 strands. So to separate, and you'll need this for the button kits as well, because you'll use maybe 1 or 2 strands for the button kits. Hold the length of thread in one hand, pick out one of the strands, and then just pull out, okay? Yep. And then if you want the second one, pull that out as well. Don't try to pull out 2 at the same time. And part of the reason that you do that, so even if you end up with only 2 left, I'd always advise you to separate them and then put them back together, because then the thread is smoother and it looks more like silk, which is what it was designed to look like. It was designed when they came out with the embroidery cottons.
Is it so when you're pulling it through, it kind of gets, you know, it sounds bad to say, but you know, the oils that you have got in your hand?
It possibly does. I know that I've spoken to some people who work embroidery who say that the cotton threads have a direction. I personally have never had a problem where I've felt that it needed to follow a particular direction. But if you ever felt that it was fluffy, that's something that you could do. But really the best thing that you can do for any form of embroidery, if you don't want it to be too fluffy, is to use short lengths and the right size needle to your thread.
Perfect. That makes a lot of sense. Now, I need to tell everybody to check out their baskets. If you want the stamps in immediate dispatch, now we are limited to stock. We do have got some more, but it will be on extended delivery. So if you rather not wait to receive your beautiful Elizabethan inspired stamp set, do check out your baskets now. 275 and 950 is your item number for the stamps on their own. Remember, the kit has sold out now on its entirety. Right, let's head back to Gina, because sorry about that interruption.
That's all right. Thank you. Right, so basically what I'm going to show you is a split stitch, which is why I wanted 2. Basically, you make a stitch. Then you come up in the middle of that stitch and go back down. And that is, you are splitting it. And this is a really nice stitch for following outlines. If you work it very small, you can go around very little curves.
Okay.
And that's it. That's all you need to do. It's the easiest little stitch, and for outlines, it is great. And then one other stitch, which I won't continue this whole one all the way through, but one thing that is a really Elizabethan thing to do is seeding. Okay. I usually do seeding with only 1 thread. Some people call it stab stitch.
Oh, I see.
And basically all you're doing is putting random little dots
Yeah, I've seen it in a couple of samples, don't I?
There's some on the shirt that do that, and I think there's one in the little book.
Yeah,
The little button book has got one as well, I think.
Oh, yes.
And it's a technique for shading. So you just basically build up randomly little stitches all over the place, one side, so that gives you a little bit more depth and life into what could be a straight outline.
Now, I need to tell everybody that now the stamps that have sold out on immediate dispatch, but they are now available in the standard delivery dispatch date from the 8th of October. Only a week, but...
Lovely. Thank you so much, everybody. I'm really thrilled that they've sparked your imagination.
Absolutely. They are beautiful.
I've really enjoyed working with them, and I expect to see lots of people with shirts like mine when it's finally finished.
I'm not, I mean, I wouldn't spend the time embroidery because I don't have that much time.
But you can just do the stamping.
Exactly, I would use the stamping.
Which is why I chose to use the blue ink, because I thought, well, I could get away with probably only embroidering maybe the front.
Definitely. I mean, Yanis or Argam will more than happy wear this.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, not the woman's size, obviously. You know.
And I really have to take the time out to thank Anne and Chris for the lovely samples that they've put together, because they've really, really put together some really nice samples in trying times.
Yeah. Oh. So you are doing that stitch in there.
And so you can see that that's then creating like a shaded
it's
area.
like little seeds.
Yeah, exactly. Which is why it's often called seeding stitch. And one little last stitch, which is often referred to as Holbein stitch, because it is said that this was used on Elizabethan portraits for the collars and cuffs when they did the outlines, because if you are really, really good at it, it's the same both sides. Okay?
Oh, I see.
So it's basically a double running stitch. And so what you do
I see.
is you work stitches with a little space in between.
Yeah.
Nothing fancy, just your basic stitches. And what I'll do is I will come around so that it becomes clearer. It's a little bit away from that seeding so that you can see what I mean.
Yeah.
So you keep those on your line.
Okay.
And then when you get to the end of your line,
Okay.
so there, I can't do another stitch beyond it, so I'll come up at the end of the line, and then I will go back.
I see.
So I'm now going to fill the gap. And you go down in exactly the same hole.
Okay.
And that gives you a nice solid line, which is perfect for Elizabethan black work. And then if you're really good, you've got your nice solid line on the back as well. So that's great for cuffs, things that you might get a glimpse of the other side.
It's just beautiful.
And so things like table linens and stuff, it's also a really nice stitch to
and
use.
I was thinking also bed linen.
Yeah, exactly. Bed linen, table linen, it's a really nice stitch to use because it is there, you've got a line both sides then.
Thank you so much, Gina. While you get set for the next demo, I want to remind everybody about the beautiful things that Gina has brought. Approaching half of the stock of this gorgeous, brand new today, the 1930 set of embroidery button kit. Now, you are getting the second one, which is the one that has got the beautiful colors in here, pinks and yellows, and those zesty greens that it's like joyous colors in little buttons. But I'm going to put my finger in it because you can see it, how tiny it is, how beautiful, how delicate, how kind of magical this is. And you can do it. And it does, I have to say that my producer is saying that this looks like fireworks. And I agree, Emily. I do agree. And then we have got here, look at that. This is what you get, right? You get the printed cotton in here. You are getting the gorgeous, look at it, the gorgeous pattern, pre-painted as well, where you need to cut, where you need to place it, and then you, of course, you are getting the elements out of MDF, so you can keep your thread, your frame to kind of have the fabric nice and taut. You have got the 6 buttons as well, the MDF, so you have got the sturdiness from here, the right thread and the perfect colors, the wide one, the felt, so it gives it that cabochon effect, that softness, that domey effect, and all of that, as well as instructions and the embroidery. Let me show you as well, because it does come with the button kit with the instructions in here on how to assemble everything and how to put it together. Full color instructions in there. Brand new today, £14.99 is the price for the 1930 set of 2 embroidery buttons. You're gonna have 6 at the end of it. 017706 is your item number. Now, maybe you want something a little bit more traditional, kind of in terms of colors, for maybe you like the China sort of style. We have got the blue option for you. This one was the first one that it was released in that style. Again, you have got the printed panel in here into cotton, and if you want it, I would be quick because we are approaching half the stock already gone. £14.99 is the price. You're getting the 6 buttons. Again, you're getting the elastic, so you can do a bracelet, you can do it as an art journal closure, but look at the beauty of these ones. Look at the detail. Let's put it upside down. Yeah, probably. Look at that, how delicate. I love also the shading of the brightness of that ombre effect from the navy to the sky blue sort of thing. It has such a cool, beautiful, traditional effect, but also it's the sort of thing. I was watching a documentary about a very famous British designer who is no longer with us, and he was very revolutionary, a lot of embroidery and a lot of looking back, and this is the sort of thing that he was very, very modern but also very traditional in sort of things. And I was thinking that this, of course, is traditional but also modern.
Yeah. Exactly. I think the thing is that, you see, you could take that and really, if blue and white isn't your thing, get yourself some green thread.
Absolutely.
And do it all in greens, for instance,
Absolutely.
or reds, or something like that.
Oh, you could do 3 in blues. And
Exactly. I mean, obviously, we've supplied threads, but it's embroidery thread.
Exactly.
You can change any of them as you so choose.
Fabulous. £14.99 is the price for the blue and white embroidery kit. 992727 is your item number. Now, we sold out of the kit, a stamping kit. We have sold out of the stamps on immediate dispatch, but we have it now on extended delivery dispatch from the 8th of October. So just a week to wait, but look at the beauty of those ones. Already 10% of the extended delivery stock has already gone. I adore these. I absolutely adore these images. Even as a well, I mean, I do a little bit of embroidery every now and again, but what I love about this is the fact that you can bring to your paper, you can bring into your embroidery, you can stamp it into your fabrics. So much you can do. £10.99 is the price. 275950 is your item number, and you could end up doing something like this, beautiful stamping onto a glorious, poplin shirt or something like that, and kind of suddenly uplifting that, maybe upcycle your shirts. It's beautiful, isn't it? You don't necessarily need to embroider, you can just stamp as it is. You could use Versacraft inks or icing textile, and then of course once you hit set, you will be able to wash it. Right, we have got then something very traditional from Gina B, which is the Yorkshire buttons tools. Now, of course, can you tell us, Gina, for anybody who this is the first time that they see you, what it is, the Yorkshire button kit?
Right, the Yorkshire button kit is a set of looms so that you can make little soft and tactile buttons in a variety of sizes. It uses, in actual fact, a stitch that it's the same basic stitch that's used on Dorset buttons, and it is also known as a web stitch in embroidery. Okay, so, but the fact is that you're doing it and you're taking it off the loom and then you're stuffing it. And you can do a lot of different types of patterns by varying the way that the stitch falls. The Yorkshire button kit, Yorkshire button as a name seems to have appeared in the craft scene sometime in the 1980s. It's not sort of really ancient as a tradition. It's not a cottage industry like the Dorset or the Macclesfield. However, there are buttons that go quite far back into history that we don't know how, you know, you don't know if they were made on a loom. They seem to have all been made directly onto the form, but the visual appearance of the stitch is the same. They're just being made onto the form.
Now, I have a question. So these different templates is basically the different sizes?
That's right, different sizes, so and reusable. So
perfect. Six of different sizes, and of course the different finishes that you can have. Got the instructions here. £14.99 is the price, and 971888 is your item number. Then we have got the Macclesfield and Leek. You were saying that this one, it has got more heritage.
Yeah, that Macclesfield and Leek, basically in that area of England, was the home of the cottage industry making silk buttons. Okay, so although we're supplying with cotton threads, they are wrapped buttons traditionally over a wooden form. And so this is part of our Little Button Journal series. So you also have the printed fabric so that you can make a journal and keep your buttons in them. Because whenever I teach, that is what everyone wants to do. Obviously, they've achieved it. They've made a button. They want to keep the button. And so that's where the Little Button Journals come from. And of course, something like that has been embellished with extra inks and stamps and everything else so that you can keep them as you would a sampler.
It's just so beautiful.
So they're really nice, and obviously Anne and Chris, who have given examples there, have done lovely ones, and we've got some fantastic ones that get shared. Helen has done some beautiful ones she shared recently on our Facebook group, and it's just really nice to see how the journals themselves end up as well. And so yes, so this is wrapping and weaving techniques. The earliest documented button maker in that area is 1574, I think it is. So quite a long ways back.
You know, it's just, you know, yeah, I was maybe middle school when that. Right, yeah, I'm very old. You know, I have got a portrait somewhere in very League reference. This is the Macclesfield and League, you know, journal kit. £14.99 is the price. 415397 is your item number, and you can see what you are getting. Now we are going to the Dorset. Again, Gina, you referenced to it earlier.
Again, a very, very old industry. In actual fact, the traditional Dorset industry is white buttons.
Yeah.
So all of the techniques were white on white. But obviously we're giving you colors so that you can play around a little bit. But these are created, the ones in this kit are created over rings. And so that is the thing about the Dorset button, is they're on rings. They were traditionally white so that they could be put onto your linens, so therefore onto your shirts and so on, and be washed. So you wouldn't want a wood form on something that's going to be washed. The very early Dorset buttons were different, but the Dorset ring buttons are the ones that everyone loves to learn how to make.
Oh, look at that. And I love the texture, but also I think they're like little dream catchers sort of
exactly,
thing. You know?
Exactly. The things that you can do with them, they're great for necklaces and so on as well. They really work lovely. But they are a practical button as well, being on the metal ring. I mean, I have shirts where I have made little tiny ones and just changed the buttons, and they just throw them in the wash. So long as your materials are right, you can just
It makes a lot of sense. Now, if you want to go for the Dorset button journal kit, £14.99. I love that you have given us the fabric, so you know, the printed fabric, which adds so much detail.
And so there's instructions for how to actually make that into the journal, but we've also got a YouTube video to show you, just in case anybody gets a bit stuck on that.
Right, that's the Dorset, and finally we want to have a reference to, okay, so I'll try to pronounce it. I don't think I pronounce it right. No, I can't pronounce it.
Swernop.
No.
To be honest, it literally means thread button. Okay, so this is the Northern European, the German, Austrian, Czechoslovakian version of the Dorset button.
Oh, I see.
And it is slightly different. The technique is different. Basically, beautiful. What happens is the Dorset button, they always cover the ring first with the thread, then they work the design. With the Northern European version, they work the design, or at least most of the spokes, then they cover the spaces on the ring. So it's a different technique. It does create a different type of button, and if you are somebody like me, you get annoyed when you see a Swernop called the Dorset button, and because that's just the way I am. And you write blog posts about it. But yeah, the Zwernops are often also worked on a flat ring. Okay. And that is part of what helps the fact that you're laying those spokes first. And so having the flat ring enables you to do that.
Perfect. Now, of course, you are getting the journal, beautiful printed fabric as well. 799676 is your item number. Now, we do have got more stuff, of course, on the website from Gina B. Well, it's Spanish. B is incredibly confusing. On the website, however, it's not confusing, and you can find everything in there. Look at that Christmas button journal kit as well in there. You can see that the circle gauche as well, and then you have got a lot. For instance, you have got the actual manual, a passementry workshop manual as well in there, so you will get a lot of inspiration and tutorials from Gina.
That's got all different types of buttons. That goes through from the wrapped, from the Dorset, Swernops. It's got needlework buttons, embroidery buttons, crochet, knots, all sorts.
Wow, amazing. Right, so do you want to show us something?
Sure, I'll show you how you set up for these embroidered buttons, okay? So you have printed fabric, and the first thing that you need to do is to cut along the large outer line, which is a dark line, and it's a dashed line, and it has these little nicks at the corner, okay? So by cutting this out, you're going to get round about exactly the right amount of excess space that you need so that you can stretch the fabric. The next thing you need to do is fold the edge into the next dashed square. So there's a square in there, and so if you fold those in and finger press it, and this is so that we're strengthening the fabric edge. This will all be waste when we go to make our button, okay? You've got white, a skein of white thread in each of the kits, and this thread is so that you can do the stitching and the sort of workaday stuff. So you'll need a fair bit of it. And for this, you'll need 2 strands in each. It does say to cut quite a long length, which I haven't cut the full length here. I've knotted one end, and I'm going to just do a little bit of a like back stitch to make sure that holds. Then I'm going to get the frame,
I see,
and I'm going to stitch this to the frame by working around.
That's such a simple, and I was trying to figure out how you done it, and it's like, I'm not sure.
And this will just, what we'll do is as we go around, we'll tighten it up a second time. But it's basically mimicking the slate frames, which is the circular hoops are a relatively new thing in the history of embroidery. Square frames are actually more traditional.
That's quite. Do we know why is that? Was it easier to do a square?
Well, yes, because the round ones, obviously they needed to be to take the extra time to bend the wood in the first place. But in actual fact, you do get a better stretch on your fabric if you stitch your fabric, which is why you know, the professional embroiderers will still always stretch it across straight edges, then use the hoops, because they do tend to give after a while, most of the hoops.
Okay. That is just kind of really. But by the way, we have got 9 minutes left.
Oh, doesn't time fly?
Oh, I know. On TV, you know, I think time kind of works on TV.
Yeah, it does. So as you can see, I did say I cut it a bit short, but basically you'll come round to the end and then you'll go around again, pulling.
Oh, I see.
To get this as tight as you can.
Yeah.
And you see there's quite a lot of excess thread coming now as well.
Yeah. Wow. You know what? I love your shows because it kind of makes me kind of, it's things that, you know, they are traditional and yet they are kind of almost magical into it. I don't know. It's just not magical.
I think a lot of people get frightened sometimes by some of these crafts because they think that they're delicate and they think, oh no, I'm heavy-handed, I can't possibly do that, and that actually is not the case at all. Most everything that I bring, the secret is the technique, and when you learn the technique, it becomes a lot easier to do.
Now that it's like this as well, we can appreciate that it's a very neat, self-contained craft as well. So perfect for something that if you are traveling, and I know that at the minute not many of us are traveling, but you know, we will be back traveling soon. You know,
I think there's also, you're waiting around a lot as well. I think, you know, if you're sitting in a car while somebody goes to an appointment, you can't go in with them, so you're sitting around. And button making is definitely one of those things. It's so compact, you can take it with you. Not, you know, it is absolutely that easy to just throw into your handbag. Especially if you've done any of this prep first, because that's it. That's what you're taking in your threads on your thread thing. So it's nice and tight now, even with this fact that I've missed a gap. And so you can see that's one of the blue and white ones. Same thing. You'll do exactly the same thing. Okay? And then you can just start embroidering. I will do the embroidery on the blue and white only because it's going to show up better with the blue. I've been trying to show you a yellow stitch. You're not going to see it. And so again, it's separating the threads. A lot of this one has satin stitch, so it gives me the opportunity to show you another stitch. So I'm going to take 2 threads, as before. Thread my needle. I'm somebody, by the way, who doesn't worry too much about knots. A lot of this thing about not to put knots onto something does have to do with a very later Victorian attitude. There is a lot of embroidery, historical embroidery, that's a right mess at the back. And
I like that.
The only thing that you have to consider is if you're using a dark thread, it is better not to go across the back of a white thing from one place to another if it's a great distance, because it will look like you've stitched a hair behind your button when you put your button together, because you'll see that dark thread through the fabric. So you want to avoid that. But beyond that, don't worry too much, particularly not with button making, because the one thing that we are going to do with these buttons is you're going to pad it a little bit so you won't have a knot sticking up through. The knot will sink into the felt that you're padding your button with.
Makes sense. Yeah.
So I'm going to come up at one of the leaves at the point, and I'm going to go down at the center along the line, and then I'm going to come up at one side, and I'm going to go back down to the center, and I'm going to come up at the other side.
Oh, I see. Yep.
And down to the center. And if I keep doing this for the length of the leaf, it will give a nice little spine to the center of the leaf.
So you are going like kind of across, but not quite.
That's right. So from one edge to the center. A little bit lower than my previous stitch. You can even do both of the side stitches in the same hole and then move down the next one. And then down to the center.
And do you need to be as close as possible without being on the same, you know, hole?
No, you don't need to worry about the same hole with this.
Okay.
Not at all. You can if you want to, but you don't need to.
Okay. We have got about 3 minutes till the end of the show, so.
Okay, I'll just finish off that leaf.
Yeah.
And I'll show you what I mean about the back, why I wouldn't want to actually cross over, because if when I finish that leaf, which you can see there, just about, a bit of a gap on that one, so I might go back. You see, this is the other thing. If you do that and you've left a bit of a gap, you can always go back in and put another one. It's not as vital. People think that tidy embroidery means it's really horrible and precious, and it doesn't need to be. It can be just as fun as loose embroidery. So there's our stitch.
Yeah.
Now if I turn it around, if I were to just go over to the next one and I put fab white behind that, you'll see that line.
Yes.
Okay, so you don't want that. You don't want, because it does look a bit like you've sewn a hair behind the back.
Yeah.
So at that point, you're better to just weave through at the back, just through the stitches at the back. Trim that off, and then start the next section again with another stitch. It's absolutely much nicer with the dark colors. But the light colors, move all over the place if you want. It really, you're never going to see the back of a button, because you're going to have felt and you're going to have wood in between that and more felt. Nobody's ever going to see it, so don't worry about it, right?
Thank you, Gina, so much for showing us how everything works, but also to bring it back to life and these amazing techniques. Now you can try that at home as well. The 1930s set is a brand new one today. It's exactly the same techniques, obviously, with different patterns, different colors. 60% of the stock already gone. It is extraordinarily beautiful, isn't it? It is the delicate, it is amazingly kind of a thing, and it's kind of charming. There is that sort of 1930s romance to it as well. There's a freshness, there is a kind of element to it, that kind of almost Renee McIntosh roses in there as well. Now, if you want yours, 017706 is your item number. Now, Gina, you are back. You and I are back at 9.
Yes, with a completely different focus.
Different focus.
Different. We're doing Tenerife lace.
Tenerife.
That's right.
Oh, well, I don't know what that is. It's funny enough. I know it.
You will know what it is when you see it. I'm sure you will.
Ooh, well, I'll see what it is. Now, of course, Gina, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Check out at home, check out your baskets, and join us again at 9 p.m. for even different products as well. Don't forget the stamps. They are available on extended delivery, but they will be dispatched on the 8th of October, so not long to wait at all. Now, of course, do check out your baskets. Do stay tuned as well, because after the break, we have got a brand new one-day special from Pink Ink Design. So again, those techniques that you have learned here, you can mix it up. You can incorporate those buttons into Pink Ink Designs if you stamp and embroidery into beautiful fabric, right? And make sure that you check out your baskets. Stay tuned for this amazing hour, and of course, more inspiration demonstrations from Leone. Leone will be doing the demonstration on Pink Ink Designs. Now, Gina, we'll see you at 9 p.m. Stay tuned and check out your baskets. Well, indeed, Pink Ink Designs one-day special after the break. Then we are introducing, Yanis is introducing ecstasy as crafts. Then Pink Ink Designs one-day special.
Hi, I'm Ali from Ali Stitch Your Fingers, and I'm here to talk to you about the Stitched Up Ruler System. The Stitched Up Ruler System was born in America, and I saw how unique it was and wanted to bring it to the viewers on Hochanda. So what we've done is we've been designing these rulers, and they are specific depth to work with the specific foot that you need, but this enables you to be able to use this on a domestic sewing machine at home. We now design and manufacture the rulers and the feet here in Yorkshire. We've got lots of new designs and new shapes coming to you, and we can't wait to bring them to you at home. So make sure you don't miss the Stitched Up Ruler System with me on Hochanda.
Have you heard of Hochanda Freedom? Did you know that as a Hochanda Freedom member, you could be making savings on every order you place? For just £5.97 a month, you will benefit from selected Freedom member discounts and complimentary standard delivery on every order you place. You will also receive our exclusive Hochanda Freedom members badge, regular newsletters, giveaways and crafty updates. If you shop with Hochanda more than twice a month, then Freedom is for you. Don't forget, your Freedom membership is flexible, so you can pause it if you're going away, or you can cancel it at any time. So what are you waiting for? Give us a call or head to the website, quoting item number 88888, and join Hochanda Freedom today.
Hello, my name's Catherine Sturrock, and I bring to Hochanda my company Character Crafts. Character Crafts brings to you our laser cut designs. Each design is designed by myself. We cut them on the laser machines here in Doncaster and bring the products to you at home. Character Crafts is suitable for all ages and all abilities, so I hope that I can inspire you and help you along with your crafting. I like to show you how to use different paint techniques and different techniques to bring the characters alive, and use various mediums to decorate, and I also use air dry clay for decorating with the flowers. So make sure you look out for the Character Craft shows on Hochanda. I hope to see you soon.
Hi, I'm Julie.
And I'm Paula.
And together we are Julie Hickey Designs. We formed our partnership after many years of friendship, after both of us being in the craft industry for well over 20 years.
We have a great partnership. I do all the day-to-day business side and Julie does all the designing.
Our range of stamps and dies are made to the highest quality. Our stamps are the deepest etch that are available, and they are made in the UK. And they give you beautiful, clean, crisp impressions every time, and our dies cut like a dream. The thing I love to do most is to share my ideas, hints and tips with you, the Hochanda viewers, so I can inspire you to pick up a stamp and get creating. So be sure to tune in for the Julie Hickey Design shows
on Hochanda.
Hi, I'm Hayley. Join me for some amazing fabric freedom shows. Fabric Freedom design all their fabrics here in the UK, and they design them with quilters in mind, so they're really good at picking out those unidirectional prints, really nice and small prints so you can work on smaller patchwork projects, and paste prints as well, which is one of their signature fabrics. They do lots more fabrics besides quilt and cottons, so tune in to the Fabric Freedom shows here on Hochanda.
Hello and welcome. Marvellous to have your company. We are launching a brand new one-day special, and it is from Pink Ink. And funnily enough, it's been busy already. Ladies, our lovely Mel and Kathy, thank you ever so much for, again, allowing me to play with all your lovely stuff. It is fabulous, absolute fabulous. Brand new to the wonderful Pink Ink range. And what I love about these, well, all of the wonderful farm animals that Pink Ink, well, the animals that Pink Ink have brought us, I think they put so much character into them. You know, everyone has got proper character. There's some quite humorous as well, and I love that. You know, they're joyful. When you look at the duck is my favourite, but when you look at them, they're just gorgeous, aren't they? Oh, pheasants, I love pheasants. Do you know what? It just makes me so sad because they're not very good at flying, are they, pheasants? I won't go on about that. Anyway, but they're so beautiful, aren't they? They're so beautiful. I love pheasants. You are magnificent pheasant. You can say it better than me. Right, I'm going to show you those stamps in more detail. These are big stamps. As usual, look at the detail. The quality is absolutely exquisite. So you've got that beautiful duck. I mean, look at that. That is such a happy duck. I love all the movement in there, created with the flowers. I also love the two sort of silhouette ducks. They're fabulous. You've got the little flowers, you've got the little twiddly bit. He's fab. Have a look at him. He's ace. Now it does say, I'll show you the sentiment in a minute. Look, duck and disorderly. That's absolutely him, isn't it? Absolutely. So, shall I turn him around again so you can see him? Look. Hello. I think he's fabulous. He's just weighing up, isn't he? Weighing up the scene. That's your first one. So that's your duck and disorderly. Already £17.49. Already 40% of the stock has gone of him individually. Already really busy. The next one now, look. Grab your goat you've pulled. See what they've done there? See what they've done there? Hey? Pretty good, that, isn't it? Isn't she just beautiful? I love all the flowers. I love, again, all the detail. I mean, that little old goat looks like it's laughing. You've got butterflies. You've got extra florals on this one. As ever with Pink Ink, the artwork is just beautiful. That border is such a good border. It's so good for lining up and making a really cool frame. Now, individually, if you would like your gorgeous little goatee, the details, bottom of your screen, of course, that is 416586. Now, last but definitely not least, your beautiful, magnificent pheasants. And pheasants are magnificent. The colours, the feathers on them, they're absolutely beautiful birds. You've got the really big stamp, and again, that is a big stamp. You've then got your beautiful pheasant there with that fantastic tail that they've got. You've got extra feathers that you can use for backgrounds that obviously you can build your scene. Again, you've got the silhouettes. I love the silhouettes because it gives you even more detail. It gives you even more options to create backgrounds, etc. Now, if you would love your magnificent pheasant, that one. Details are there, 1749. Right, okay. Your flexi is only $4.99 more. Okay, let me talk about price, because you are getting all 3 stamp sets. There's a lot of stamps here. You've already seen each one is absolutely crammed with beautiful designs. £7.50 saving here, and you've got your 2 flexis. So today, for the whole collection, just £22.49. Let me show you the artwork that the gang have put together. Now, the Pink Ink gang, the creatives are fabulous, because they do create some incredible finished samples, and they use all sorts. So you can see the butterfly. I love the colouring in there, and that's from lovely Leanne. This is from Leanne as well. She's done a really nice inky background, and then you've got the butterflies going around the edge. Oh, look at this one. This one is from Karen. Oh, Karen, that is just gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Just stamping some beautiful frames around there, and then just highlighting the little goat, and then she's 3D'd the beautiful butterflies in place. Exquisite. Now this one is handmade by, oh no, Art Up Life. I've said that wrong, haven't I? But look at that one. I'll try and say it right after, maybe. Yanis is doing it later, so he'll get all the words proper. I love that. The colouring is beautiful, because that is it, isn't it, with your pheasants? You really want to get that colouring, because they are so stunning. I mean, look at that one from Gail. Isn't that gorgeous? And I love how she's done all the beautiful feathers to create that wonderful frame round it. That's stunning. And then let me show you some duckies. This is from Lulu. That's from Louisa. I love that, using the frames. Doesn't that look cool? Look at him in frame. That's quite fabulous, isn't it? Really, and I love this one. It's like that one. They don't talk about Uncle. They don't talk about Uncle Douglas, because he's like, oh, you're a shady character with Douglas. You know, oof, he got up to all sorts. And that's got a net. I love that, because there's all sorts going on there. Absolutely beautiful. I do need to say, because like, they didn't put his detail in. So with that one, you see, I'm imagining all the photographs. Look, this is how I'm imagining this, right? All photographs, but then that one, they've sort of just gone, no, just put him in silhouette. We're not showing Uncle Ducky Douglas, because, oh gosh, I'm calling him out Dougie. But do you know where I'm going with that? Oh, Douglas. We're not talking about Dougie. I'm sorry, I don't mean our Dougie on. Anyway. Individually gone. I'm glad you rescued me there, Lotte. I love this. This is a real amalgamation of the fantastic animals so far that Pink Ink have done. I'm not saying anything about our Dougie. Now, wow, our bundle already, a third of the stock has gone. We have been live 7 minutes. This is meant to last 24 hours, and already a third of the stock has gone. I must admit, I've had busy shows just recently, which is marvellous, but I have had quality products. Now, if you do want to check your basket out, please do not miss out on these. They are absolutely stunning. I'm going to show you some of the goodies. And when I say I just mean I've been lucky. You know what I mean? So we've got now. Oh, I love these as well. Now, you've got some beautiful stamps here. Honestly, these are exquisite. The frames, now, the ladies thought that these would go beautifully with your animals, because you've got some gorgeous frames. These are big stamps again. You've got really good sentiments in there. You've got loads of extras as ever. Really nice. We'll show you more detail later. You're saving £5 on that collection. Again, you've got your flexi there as well. Today, 2 payments, £23.74. 616157. Now, we've also got more gorgeous frames for you. And just have a look at this. Your Decadence, your Boudoir, and your Country Meadow. Stunning. They're so nice. I mean, that one at the end, the Country Meadow, I love that. Love it. Now, you can get them individually, but you're getting a £5 saving here. You will use those. And look, they're the frames from the ducks. Just for 2 payments, £23.74. Stunning. 588128. Okay, we had to show you this. Now, this has only been seen live once. You can only get this from us or from Pink Ink. Already almost 20% of stock has gone. The reason this is so busy is because it's beautiful. So honestly, when I saw this, so what you have got, and I'll just turn it round. So this is your beautiful art journal. Now have a look at this. It is printed on Bockingford. As you well know, if you are a massive fan of Pink Ink, Bockingford cord is exceptional quality. You can throw all sorts at this to colour it in. Kathy has drawn these sensational images, but not only do you get your main pages for your journal, you've then got all these wonderful accessories. Honestly, this is absolutely stunning. Now, it did sell out last time. It sold out so quick. What I'm going to do is show you, rather than these ones, I'm going to show you this, right? Because look at these boards. Look at all these elements, and then I'll show you the pages, how they go together. So you've got, aren't they fabulous? So these are your pages, and then all these are your accessories. So you'll have pockets on these. You'll have all your embellishments. It's up to you what embellishments you use on here. You might not want to use them all, which means you can have tons of embellishments left over. Absolutely stunning. It is good quality, which means obviously you can spend your time colouring this in. This, oh my gosh, this is so like a really posh colouring in book, but it's 3D and you play with it. I mean, the wardrobe doors, that goes on there, and the wardrobe doors open. You've got your little love there, so that you could put over the top of there, or you can use that for one of the pockets that you're creating. You've got loads of little spaces for you to put your stamps in if you want to, or of course you've got loads of fantastic embellishments. Like, life is pretty amazing, from me to you, and I love it because you can make this as a gift, or of course you can make it for yourself. You could put, you might be putting photographs in here. You might be adding, it might be something for just memories that you're writing down. This is your next 2 pages. With that one, you've got your envelope. That's the top of your envelope. So obviously you've got the envelope flap. This is actually a little book. So you've got your page, and then you've got the front cover of your book, so you can literally make a little book that opens. You've then got all these wonderful accessories, like of course hinges, your bulldog clips, little locks, the little ink on there as well, and again loads of plaques. Those plaques are fabulous because they're open, an open space. It means you can do loads of extra in there. Now this one is your front cover, your sort of spine bit, if you will, and your back cover. Beautiful. And again, even more embellishments. I mean, the embellishments are stunning. I think the fact that so much work has gone into this, you know, a lot of work has gone into this. I mean, the girls, they spend a lot of time making sure everything is perfect. Can you imagine the planning that's gone into making sure everything fits? Your next page, you've got your gorgeous little mouse. You've got your lovely hand-sewn page that looks like all that stitching's been done. Again, an absolute wealth of beautiful embellishments. You've got your little pockets in there, which again, absolutely exquisite. This bit is the actual mechanism for your spine. You do get full instructions. It's really easy to put together. One more page and then I'm going to show you what they've been doing with this. So there's your instruction, and again, I mean, you could cut that out if you wanted to and make it into a frame. I mean, you could actually make it so you keep this open and you slip something in there. So that's a lovely thing. You've got pockets again, all the embellishments. Look what the girls have done. I mean, I've got a lot to show you here, so it's worth looking at though. Look at these, and then I'll show you the one made up first, because look at this. Look at this. So it's got the little close the fastener, and that actually does slip down there, so it actually fastens. The pages are easily put in, so you create the spine and the pages are just glued into the spine. Look, So you've got the little wardrobe that opens. You can put anything in there. You've got enough space to personalise this. You've got the beautiful little postcard there. Of course, you can put another postcard on top. You don't have to. You've got your little envelope, so you can put something in there if you want. All the embellishments, you get in all of those embellishments. You've got the book. Look, that is actually, oh, look, it's like got the thread there. I will open it. Bear with. I know I'm spending ages doing this, aren't I? But it is absolutely beautiful. It's so worth it. I tell you what, folks, the last time this ran, it sold out within 20 minutes. If you were one of those people lucky enough to get it, please send photos in. I would love to see what you've done with yours. Because the thing is with this, you can personalise it. You can make it yours. Look at this. Look at that. How ridiculously cute is that? I just think that is amazing. I love that because you can put your photograph in there, which is just sensational. You've got your little pocket. That's a pocket that the other postcard has been put in. Again, you can cut that out if you want to. The choice is yours. That is another pocket, so you can pop things in your pocket. That is a pocket. I love it. Isn't it pretty? Oh, it's so, and look at that. I mean, you are going to adore colouring that in. Let me show you the boards. I know I've spent a lot of time, but isn't it exquisite? And this is the thing with pink ink. Everything is just exquisite. So these are coloured in before they're put together. So the idea is, and what the ladies do suggest, is you colour it before you start cutting out and before you start assembling, because it's way easier to colour when it's flat. Look, the pocket there. Now this is flying. 40% of the stock has gone. How beautiful is that? Look at this. Look at that. Oh, it's just so beautiful, isn't it? I love that as well. Now, that one's not been designed to open. And look at all these little embellishments. You're getting all of these embellishments. See, I just adore looking at these. Look. Oh. If you are getting your one-day special, you can add this to your flexi. I'm not being funny, but if you love this, imagine making this as a gift. You could make it and obviously colour it in, or giving this as it is, just a kit with some colouring in pens. You know what I mean? I just think this is exceptional. Obviously use other stamps with this. Beautiful. And look at your price. All that work for £16.49 on quality cardstock. This is such a bargain. If you're getting your one-day special, pop it into your flexi, and that's under £7, isn't it? In your, oh no, it's about £8.25. £8.25 in your flexi. Worth its weight in gold, is that? It's beautiful. 030762 is your item number. Now, we've also got dimensional cards. These are well cool as well. Again, these absolutely flew the first time they were seen on air. I think they've only been on air once as well. Now, if you do want to get your dimensional cards, so gorgeous. With these, you are getting that beautiful artwork yet again. You've actually got 8 illustrated pages there, and you've got so many embellishments. Only £12.49. Oh, it says brand new today. I'm sure they've been on once before. I might be wrong there. Yeah, we're not believing in the banner. 312178 is your item number. Now, the Bockingford. We've been talking Bockingford. I love it. It just sounds so posh, doesn't it? This is top quality cardstock. It's got a lovely, lovely smooth finish. So it'll give you the ability to use all your watercolour stuff. But obviously with that, because it's smooth, it's easy to stamp on. Only £14.99. 63115185. And then we have got for you the ink pads. Now, as we know, Versacraft, the best ink for stamping on fabric, and they are so nice. I mean, the colours are beautiful. Now, already a quarter of the stock. Wow, a quarter of the stock has gone. You're getting 8 ink pads there, £15.99, 066750. Please check the website. It is very, very busy as ever. Thank you. Right. Now, when Kathy sends this in, it's just like, oh, this is so beautiful. So what you've got here, you have got, this is Kathy's workbook. I love seeing Kathy's workbook because it's so nice to see how her images evolve. You know, how her ideas, you know, the glasses, the hand, should we have a hand? So Kathy will do these, and her and Mel will get together and they'll tweak things, they'll debate it, they'll discuss it, what's going to be better. I do rather like the glasses, Kathy. maybe you just need loads of accessories. Absolutely stunning. Look at that with the ducks. Now, I'm not being funny, but if Kathy had just drawn like all of these ducks, I'd have been a happy person, wouldn't you? They're all really, really brilliant. See, it's just amazing seeing how it all evolves. Then like sort of step by step by step. They're so cool, look at him. Absolutely beautiful. And then the finished one there, all on tracing paper as well. So she puts them over, she tweaks. And I love this because they're all hand-drawn images. You know, she is a brilliant artist. Again, look at the goats. Aren't they fab? So again, following the sort of the journey of how happy birthday you old goat, or grab your goat you've pulled, seeing the journey of the fabulous goats. We have got in here as well the journey of, bear with, I'm not showing you that yet, but this is a journey of the beautiful art journal. And look, oh, this is a mixture actually. It must be art journal and also some of the shape cards. So look, all the planning stages, all the embellishments. I mean, all of these have been hand drawn. They must have taken such a long time to do this. You know, actually planning the concept of it, which is amazing. Then actually printing it out. So these are the printed ones. Seeing the printed ones, does it work? Does, you know, are the ideas up to scratch? I just think that is amazing. Isn't that beautiful? I'm going to really look after that. I'm going to put that out of my way. Really out of my way, folks. You know what I'm like. I do not want it near me because I am not safe. Okay, so what I thought, first of all, using the Bockingford, let's just stamp. These are glorious stamps. So obviously it's nice just to see the quality of the stamping because, as I said, they're beautiful. So if I start, I might start with the beautiful goat. Now, the thing is with these, if you're not sure about stamping, obviously use a stamping platform. The big stamps. So your stamping platform will give you lots and lots of, you know, lots of versatility, and it'll allow you just to go back in if it goes wrong. If, however, you're feeling okay, it's fine, then just use your stamp as normal. So I'm going to go in with my Memento. Now, I've picked out 3 greys with this. Because when I was looking at the beautiful art journal, they don't print in black, they print in a softer colour, and the images really suit that. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to stamp in grey just to see if I like it. I've got 3 different greys there. I've got Memento, I've got Stazon, and I've got Archival. They do look really beautiful. On the Bockingford, they're going to give you an incredible finish. And I just wanted to stamp straight away just to show you the clarity of those beautiful images. So I'm putting even pressure. I haven't put anything under my Bockingford. Sometimes it's nice, and that's why a stamping platform is sometimes nice. But look at that image. Isn't that just glorious? And you've got all that detail. It's just such a happy image. And I think that's what the ladies bring to us. I think they just bring happy images. Now, what I want to do, let's start building up a little bit with this one. So my first one that I want to bring in is the beautiful border stamp. Now, the border stamp, I've even got me better. Oh, I've got a good array of what's-its. Not what's-its, obviously. Whatever these are called. Oh, good grief. Okay, folks, it's seriously busy. Almost 40% of the one-day special has gone. It is so busy. Please, please, please check your baskets out. Okay, look, this border. So I'm going to start my border about here. Okay. And then look at that stamp. How gorgeous is that? It's dead easy just to follow that border on. I've not gone in a straight line though, have I? But who cares? And then I'm just going to zoom this round like this. Like this. Look at that. Beautiful. See, I love this border. Things like this are quite fabulous because they make it so easy. Oh, look, I've wobbled a bit there. But they make it so easy to start creating a gorgeous frame. So, with that, I'll pop that one aside for the second. I'll then bring on the beautiful butterfly. Like so. Where I've gone a bit wobbly there, I'm not going to worry about it. So don't, you know, if your inking and your stamping does go a bit wobbly, don't panic. You can always, once you start colouring in, you can always start getting round things like that. So I'm going to bring my little butterfly. Now, I just want to give you a heads up, that art journal, once it's gone, it's gone. How's the stock going? 2/3 of the stock has gone. I am going to be using that art journal within the demonstration, hopefully in this hour. So just a heads up, I am going to be using it with my one-day special, but you do need to check your baskets out. If you want that one, please check your baskets out. It is seriously busy. Sold out within 20 minutes last time. Let's see if we can beat it this time. So look, I want to bring this one in as well. So this is from the ducks. So I'm having my beautiful butterflies there. I'm then going to bring in, let's have a little think, that one there. I'm changing my inks, and I've actually forgotten which ink I was using, but that's okay. And all I'm doing at the minute is planning my composition. So all I'm doing is doing my stamping. I'm using 2 different inks because I like I'm using the greys, but I actually like the different variants in the greys. Like one's got a kind of proper grey, one's a greeny grey, and I kind of like that. So that's where I'm going with this. And then look, now I'm going to bring my frame from there. So from there up. Obviously, if you're doing this, what I would suggest is actually planning it properly so you get a straight line. I mean, it's me. You know, we're never going to have a straight line, was it? And then I'll bring this one here. Now, what I don't want to do, however, is I don't want this shooting off the top of the page. Okay, so look, the length of it, it'll shoot off the top of the page. I don't want that. Even though my lines might not be straight, I'm not going to have it doing that. So all I'm going to do, so say I want to bring the other one in from about there. So if I put my mat just there, it'll catch my ink for me. Oh, messed up there, but that's okay as well. So see, I've caught the actual border, so now I can just pull this and come across. Like so. And just, your one-day special, folks, over 40% has gone. Now I'm purposefully leaving a little space there. I'm leaving that space there because it's okay. And then my wobbly border, it is a bit wobbly, but once you've coloured it in, it won't look wobbly. It does make me giggle. It's like, I'm so not very good at straight lines. And then, now, this is such a cracking filler inner. So what you can do is, any place where it's wobbly, any place where you've missed a bit, the stars are your good filler inner. Like there with my butterflies, I'm going to go back over. Look at that. Boom. You're starting filling in. That bit there, start bringing it in. And I love this because I like the stars also coming out of the frame. I think that looks really pretty. Isn't it a gorgeous stamp, that one? Again, I am mixing in between my stamps, but that is actually with your lovely little goat. And it's just such a beautiful stamp, is that? Isn't that pretty? I love, with these, I love how it all starts coming together really quickly. I love how, you know, you've got so many gorgeous stamps. You can make it different every single time. It's just so beautiful to work with. This sunflower, and this is with your lovely ducks, I really like this stamp because this one is cracking. So there, I'm going to bring it in about there. Look how pretty that is. Isn't it lovely? So beautiful. And this, something like that, I cut out and that'll be on the front. I put this in an art journal, to be fair, but obviously you could make a big card out of it, which would look beautiful. And then, now am I happy with that? I think I'm happy with that. Now, I'm not going to do tons and tons of colouring in because of time, but just give you a little bit of an idea. So, you know how I was talking about going around the my wobbly lines? So to kind of hide my wobbly line, I'm just taking my blue pen, and this is one of the Koi colouring brush. Now, we have got these on the website, so please check those out. In fact, they are on the show. $23.99. The lovely pens are these. Now, what I do love about this, look, I can start making that move just a little. So you're getting that beautiful blend. Can you see how it just blends out gently there? Oh, I love this. Hey, folks, I could be doing this for hours. I won't do this for hours, I promise. So going around the top there, again, nice and gentle. So just allow it to flick, and then while that ink is still wet, just drag it out gently. Like so. And I'm bleeding it. Oh, I'm bleeding it a bit more this time. And that, see, I quite like that when you go inside the frame as well. So, if you've got your wobbly frame that I was talking about, if you bring your line inside the frame, like so, and a little bit outside, it suddenly doesn't become too apparent that your line might not be too straight. And here where my stamping went wrong, all you need to do, oops, flooded that bit, all you need to do is make that blue stronger. And then it honestly, you're not going to see it as much. You can always go in. There you go. If you do want your beautiful pens, pop them in your flexi, and it's just £12. So it's not even that expensive. And they're beautiful. Obviously, you've got a nice mix of colours there as well. Sort of all your must-haves, all your necessities. And you've got some good skin tone as well. Really nice set of pens. And the lovely, lovely quality of these. They've got a beautiful, beautiful nib. Now, I know I'm going to get carried away if I'm not careful. And it is already half past. So just very, very quickly. Very quickly, she says, not being quick at all. There we go. See how the frame starts to build? And the interesting bit about this, I mean, it is quick to actually build it, but the beautiful thing about it, you've created now your own little sort of colouring in book, so you can take ages colouring in with this. Now, my koi, I'm actually going to go on the glass mat first and pick it up so this isn't too heavy, and I like that because that gives me more control. And I'm literally just popping the colour on. I'm not being too exact like this, and this is just, you're just watercolouring. Your Bockingford will handle the colour, so it'll handle all the water. If I went in heavy watercolour, your Bockingford would absolutely handle that. I mean, it's a beautiful smooth card as well. You can tell it's a smooth card because I've stamped on it without any problem whatsoever. It is busy as this. Gosh, everything's really busy. Almost a quarter of the stock has gone. Really nice quality. 20 sheets there if you'd love to get hold of that one. And it works out at just 75 pence a sheet. And yeah, really, really nice is that stuff. So if I just put some little flicks there, like so. And what you do then is start building up. So just a little bit more. Start building up your shading. Start building up that beautiful the texture, like so, and just building up your shadows and your shading. And it's just using those pens and also following the lines that Kathy's give you, because obviously then if you follow the lines, that will give you the perfect shading. Have a look at the if you're not sure on the colouring, have a look on the packaging as well, because that, I find that always really helps. The packaging is beautiful for inspiration, so do have a little look. And obviously the girls will share loads of inspiration from the design team as well. See, it's coming together, isn't it? Slowly but surely. Now, Yanis is going to have to give you updates, because obviously I'm just going to be colouring in all night otherwise, aren't I? Please check your baskets out. It is ridiculously busy. I'll be quiet and carry on colouring in. Yanis, aren't they lovely?
They are incredible. Now, I've got to tell you, the one-day special, this is the launch hour. We are just halfway through the show. 50% of the stock's gone. That is stock that's meant to last 24 hours. I've just been having a look at some of the inspirations. They are staggering. I cannot stress that. Let me just show you, actually, rather than talk to you about it. Look at this one. Look at this from Gail. Look at that. such a good job. You've got your main focal character, but then you've got the other stamps in the mix, the silhouette. You've got the this gentleman here. I'll just lift this up. Have a look at that from Annette. Or you want to introduce some of the other characters. This is so great. Look at this one. I love the goat just peeping on. But where Kathy is so special, and I know Kathy and Mel work incredibly closely together, is a true collaboration. But you are not seeing any stock images here, and I know Leonie gave you a little glimpse into Kathy's art book. So you see the journey that Kathy goes into creating these characters. Everything is hand-drawn, it is original, and that to me is something very special indeed. And you see that because what Kathy does is give you characters that really do sing when you put them on an inspiration. So let me just go through what you're actually getting with the one-day special. You're getting all 3 sets, and there are so many stamps in each of these sets. Now the duck, which you can see here, the names are brilliant, by the way, and they always are. Nip and Duck. There, got to be careful how we say that, Leonie. Now let me just show you the Nip and Duck. I'll show you the stamps that you're getting. You can only get it in the one-day special, but do you see when we talk about the amount of stamps and design what you're getting in just one of the sets? This is one with the Nip and Duck that you can only get in. Let me just turn that around. I love him. I know Leonie liked him as well, with his little tie on there. You've got sentiments, we've got silhouettes, we've got filler stamps, worker stamps, everything that you need. So that's one set. Now let's go on to, if I just drop that down for a second, and we'll show you the goats now. Look at this. And Leonie read this one out and it made me laugh. So there's your main feature, sort of hero stamp, but then you've got all these other ones. Grab your coat you've pulled, hilarious. You've got your butterfly, your flowers in there. That pose is exceptional. Now nearly 40% of the stock's gone individually for your goat, and then that's $17.49. Now I'm going to explain the relevance of that in just a moment. Let's have a look at your magnificent pheasant. It's a hard one, isn't it? Magnificent. So you've got here that beautiful pheasant, and you're right, Leonie. The pheasants, they're beautiful birds, but they are dopey. I had a pheasant. It ran across the road, and they run across the road like they've just got out of the shower without a towel. Yeah. So you've got all of these elements coming through. But let me just talk to you about the price for a moment, because what you're getting here now, one set is £17.49. For an extra few pounds, £4.99 to be precise, you are getting the complete collection. Now, I do understand that's your first flexi payment, but you are saving £7.50. So effectively, you're getting one of the sets for £10. You're getting a saving, you're able to split the price, and you're getting the complete collection. And on top of that, it's the only way you can get your Nip and Duck. Other sets will follow. I think it's going to be a popular one. As it stands, we still have the one-day special. Please do not miss out, because with Pink Ink, and I'm such a huge fan of Kathy and Mel, I think they're phenomenal because they bring us something that is different. I get excited every time I see Pink Ink on our roster. So 639035, your item number if you do want to go for the one-day special. We've got other items that are proving equally popular. The frames. Let's just have a look here. So these are your frames. Now, starting with our summer hoop. You've also got your elegance, and then you've got your cottage garden. 28 stamps in total. These are £17.49 each, but you are saving £5, and you can get all 3 for £47.47. Nice symmetry there. 616157, your item number. And we're nearly a third of the stock gone here. Now, the reason why Kathy and Mel were so keen to bring these other stamps on is because they work so well with your one-day special. Nearly a third of the stock's gone here for another collection. This is your Decadence, your Boudoir, and your Country Meadows. 22 stamps in total, saving £5, £47.47, 588128. Now, the art journal, which is incredible. So the last time we brought this to you, it sold out in 20 minutes. I can categorically say that if this does sell out, we have not got any more stock to add on extended delivery, and 80% of the stock has gone. I think we are going to demo it, and you know what that means. It's going to fly. So my advice, if you've had your eye on this, if you know you're going to go for it, put it in your basket now, because it will disappear the minute Leonie starts playing with it.
Okay, this is beautiful, Kathy. Thank you. Do you know what Kathy did? She actually cut everything out for me. I must admit it would have taken me forever. But look at all these bits and bobs you're getting. They are just gorgeous. What she highly suggests, the ladies highly suggest, colour it in before you do the cutting out, because obviously colouring it all in then is trickier when it's all put together. So please colour in before you do the cutting out. Oh, it's going to be one of those projects that you just lose yourself. You know, you'll spend hours doing this and it'll be absolutely gorgeous. It's such a nice way of spending time. So what I'm going to talk about first is the spine. So what you're going to get, you're going to get the spine, the book cover, sorry. So you'll get the front and the back book cover. You'll also get the plate that gives you that sort of deep gusset, and that allows all the pages to sit in properly, because obviously you've got loads of embellishments on these, so you want it nice and wide to fit the embellishments. So you've got your pages. So what you'll do first of all with your front and your back, you're going to actually glue these onto there. Now, what I would highly suggest is, personally, I'd use your double-sided and wet glue. Double-sided to hold it straight away, and then wet glue to make sure it holds forever, because this is a really good gift. I mean, if you're making it for yourself, it's treasure. If you're making it for somebody else, it's just such a beautiful, beautiful gift. It is almost limited stock, Leonie, so don't spend too long getting your red liner tape off. Don't you just hate it? You're putting it together and it's like 10 minutes spent just getting red liner. So you'll take this, oh, I thought I got my other glue then, and then pop your glue on as well. Not too much, because I don't want it squidging out everywhere. And that is going to sit on there. It's got my red liner on, so I'm going to be really careful how I pop that on. There we go, perfect. Now what the ladies also suggest is, perfect, she's not fitting it down there. There you go, absolutely perfect. What they also suggest, when you're cutting out the elements, I'll just let that dry a bit. So these, can you see around the page there? It's not cut right on the line. It just looks a little bit nicer if it's not cut right on the line. Can you see? So just give it a couple of millimetres. It does say it in the instructions, but it just makes it look really beautiful. Okay, now, it is limited stock. You know what? Oh, Leonie. So what you do then, I know. Well, I wanted to show you how it goes together, but obviously limited stock. I am going to be using this for stamping, because obviously the book itself, okay, it'll have gone, but if you've got the stamps, you will definitely be able to use this with your stamps. The second bit, so your spine, so I put the back page on, this is my front page, so there, where it's going to fold, I'm popping that right up to there. I'm popping a little bit of glue on, not too much, but I want to make sure. Okay, it's all in baskets. It's going to sell out any second now. All in baskets. Pop that down like this, and see your red liner will hold it. Oh, I've put it back to front, but it's okay, it don't matter. And then, look, and then this will sit in there, okay? And that spine, that'll glue in there. I'm now summarising because I know it's going to sell out. That'll sit in there, which allows your pages, so you'll fold your pages over like this. So your pages will fold over like this, and then you'll glue inside, but then you'll put glue here and here. So on both sides, you're going to put glue on both sides of that hinge, and your pages will then glue onto your hinge like this. And that will give you plenty of movement for those pages. Has it gone? Yeah, it's gone. So I might actually have to stop building. What I am going to do though, but look at that. I mean, it's ridiculously easy. The girls have put so much work into this. It's sold out, hasn't it? Yeah, it's all in baskets. What we'll do, if any bounce back, we'll let you know. But what I wanted to do with one of the beautiful pages, I'm absolutely going to build this together. I'm absolutely going to make mine, because then I'm going to use it. But I've already got, so what I'm planning for this one is that, you see, is going to fit in there. So what I'm planning is I'm going to have this fit in there. And look, paper clip. Can you see that? How cool is that? So the little paper clip is going to go on top. So what I did realise was the frames, bear with, let me get my frame. It's the one I thought I got out ready. Oh, I hate myself sometimes. I did get out ready. I got it ready. It's there. Got it ready. So, look, my lovely little frame is going to sit on there beautifully. Now, that is this frame. Let me show you. So it's that one. So it's my Elegance. Absolutely stunning. I did that weird thing where I cut my paper out first, and I'm not going to do that. That's a ridiculous thing to do. Don't do that. Don't cut your paper out first and then try and stamp in a tiny square. Cut your stamp first and then do the cutting, because I don't know why I thought I could do that. I must have thought I was super. Right, I'm using our lovely John, Mr. John next door, has given me a paper trimmer, which is a lovely, lovely paper trimmer. Okay, let me get my stamping platform. I'm going to use my stamping platform this time. So, taking my gorgeous frame, I'm going to pull this in just here. Now, I'm using my stamping platform this time just because I can. Okay, Bockingford, of course, beautiful cardstock. There. And I'm just making sure that is perfect. Okay, happy. And then, now, this is definitely something I wanted to do in the grey, because I want this, my stamping, I want it to match with this. Now, I've got my 3 different greys, and when I was stamping before, it was like, so that one's a bit greeny grey, then my stays on is quite black, but the other one is the one, and that is my, I think that's my memento. I might do another patch test because I've actually forgot, but I think that one, it was a toss-up between that one and the stays on grey to go with, but I wanted a light grey because I wanted it to match, you see. I don't want a real black because I don't want it to overpower this. This is so beautiful. You want it to go with it as opposed to overpower. Let me just check my memento. I think I might use my stays on actually, because I like that, the sharpness of that. Okay, so let's stamp the frame first of all. Like this. Now, obviously, your Bockingford using stays on, perfect, because then I can start working with inks, I can work with watercolour. My stays on is not going to move, so it'll give me that permanent effect. If you do want these frames, these are beautiful, beautiful stamps, and there's so much you can do with them as well. So, just pop that down. There we go. Now, can you see how I haven't done that perfect? Not a problem. What it is, and actually I know this now, with my stays on, sometimes if you don't clean your stamp, I know that it's reacting with the ink that we're already on there. So, and this is actually spookily, because I use my stamping platform, it means I can re-ink and it's not a big deal, which is quite fabulous. So pop that back on again, and here we go. Doing a little bit more stamping. Boom. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I'm going to get it perfect though. There's a bit there, a bit there. I'm being really fussy this time, folks, because it's going into that beautiful art journal, and because that art journal is so exquisite, I want this to go beautifully in there. Boom, that's perfect. Okay, so take that out, moving my square. And this is again something that you'll build up. You'll build and build and build. Pop that over there, like so. So keeping that on so we don't lose that. And then what I'm going to do is cut this out. But before I cut that out, I'm already running out of space. I don't know how I do this. Before I cut that out, I'm actually... I won't lose any of my bits, my journal bits, because they're very important. I'm going to pop a little bit of ink on it. So I'm using my Distress, And I'm going to go just round the edges, and I'm wanting to use blue because I think it'll just work really pretty round this frame. And I like doing this well before I've cut it out, so like the lady suggests with the rest of the journal, because it means I can work from the outside. So working out of the frame, it means I can bring the ink in, but then it gets really, as I bring the ink in, it's really nice and soft. So it'll just give me that really beautiful faded and soft sort of gradual effect. So rather than it being really intense, and your Bockingford card is gorgeous for inking. Of course it's going to be gorgeous for inking. So popping this on like so, and look, I just adore this, and it's ace. Doing things like this is fantastic, because when you cut it out, you're then going to see that beautiful, beautiful faded. Now, I did hear Mel. I did actually hear the phone go, and I heard, it's funny, it's like, oh, phone's gone in gallery. So our Mel has been on the phone. The girls have agreed that they can give us extra stock of this, but it does have to be on a 10-day extended in order for them to obviously get it printed, I suppose, and make it. So if you do want, but it is the journal, so if you do want this, I am so pleased, because that did sell out ridiculously quickly. It's exactly the same price. Obviously, you know you're going to get it. 030762. It is absolutely worth the wait. This is beautiful. It is going to be delivered from the 11th of October. So if you absolutely adore this, please do not miss out on this. It is gorgeous. I'm so pleased. Thank you, Mel. Obviously, if there's anything else you want, and popping that into your flexi, I mean, it is absolutely worth it. Again, if you've already done one of yours, I absolutely want to see photographs. Email your photographs in. We're back on at 8 o'clock, so photos by 8 o'clock would be marvellous, absolutely marvellous. And if you've got any of the girls' other animal stamps, email in photos. I love seeing all the stuff that everybody's done. It's so inspirational. Now, there we go. Happy with that. I'd normally flick water at that, but because of time, I'll wait until I've finished. But I love that. Popping it there again. So see, when it's there, you're not going to see that beautiful frame. Obviously, I'm going to be careful when I glue this on. But look, there's plenty of room. That's going to be where it sits on the spine anyway. And then I only glue there. I won't glue the top because I'm going to be turning it into a pocket. That's the gorgeous thing about this journal. The journal, you are personalising it. You're making it yours. That's just going to be sitting over the top like this. And look, that can go like that. So then that, you can pull it out like that. How beautiful is that? In fact, I could even have it like that if I'm careful with my gluing. I love it. So I've got my things, so I know where that is. Now what I want to do is do my stamping. So I want to see my character within this frame. This is where you have to think about it. So think about where it's going to go. I know it's going to be like this. I know it's going to be popping over the top like that. So that's where I am. Okay, let me move that over a bit. Yeah, okay, so that's where I know my frame is going to be sitting. Now, you could put a pencil mark. If you put a pencil mark, you know exactly where you're going. That would be a really good way of working this, because obviously if you're not sure where you're stamping, it might go a bit skew-whiffy. But, like, let's... So I'm gonna see, I kind of fancy him sort of boinging down like that, but I'm not I'm gonna have my big duck. I'm gonna have my big duck though. Look, yes, be careful with the duck. Look, she's gonna be coming in like this. Isn't she fabulous? Now, to make sure I only stamp and ink her where I need it inking, because what I'm very aware of, if I ink the full thing, then obviously I'm going to go off into my frame. And I don't want to do that. I want it sort of just fading off. So I've popped it on the ink pad exactly where I want the inking to be done. So just ink this up. Now, I did stamp with stays on before, so I'm hoping my ink will be fine. Good grief, right, your one day special, almost 60% of the stock has gone. You do need to check your baskets out. It is exceptionally busy. It's exceptionally beautiful. Your fabulous little duck, only available in the one day special. That went in minutes. I mean, it has been such a busy night. It's one of those nights, I think working with pink ink, it's one of those nights. Working with pink ink makes me feel really chilled out. It's just so, sorry, I'm looking for a pencil, because I'm telling you to work and get a pencil, and I haven't got one. So I'm just going to have to guess it, and I've only got a minute and a half. Right, okay, there we go. I don't know, I think their images are just exquisite. They're just exquisite. Oh, woman. Oh, but isn't it gorgeous? I'm going to have to re-ink because my stays on. My stays on is being a pain tonight. I think it's possibly me. Right, we'll give you what's it while I go do a bit of re-inking. OK, your one day special, folks. This is busy. You have to check out your basket. Almost 60% of the stock has gone. 2 payments, £22.49. Now, you can buy these individually, some of them, but not for long. You need to check your baskets out. Yanis, thank you ever so much. You've had a busy hour, haven't you?
I know, been a busy one.
Oh, he's been rushed off his little feet. 639035 is your item number if you do want to get your one day special. We will be back with you at 8